Welcome along, Chelsea fans, to a different kind of a video, not the 5-minute news, not a live match commentary, but just a chat from me to you, because it's a strange situation and I want to get your take on it, Chelsea fans. So don't click away. I want your opinion. The situation we find ourselves in right now is dire, it's horrendous, and let's face it, forget the Todd Bowley aspect, forget the Graham Potter aspect. The fact of the matter remains, Chelsea's run of form right now would be a sackable offence for most managers that have controlled Chelsea over the years, that before Abramovich turned up. Also for managers up and down the country, in the Premier League, in the Championship, in other leagues, in European leagues, the run of form we're on right now is just not good enough. And you have to wonder what's going to happen with the football club, what's going to happen with our position this season. Are we going to finish mid-table? Can we lift ourselves up and get ourselves up the league somewhere with, let's face it, the UEFA Conference League, only one we haven't won yet, by the way, a realistic opportunity to get into Europe again next season? Or do we just say, stuff it, give Europe a miss for a year? Which is a ridiculous comment to make, I know it is, and it's just a ridiculous situation. This microphone's getting right on my nerves. Anyway, I wanted to do this video just to talk about exactly that. Our run of form is horrendous. And I'm sort of trying to ascertain in my own thought process who's to blame here. Is it the existing players? Is it Todd Bowley and the management team? Is it Potter? Or is it a combination of just everything, really? Now, I need to talk about the situation with Graham Potter, and a lot of people saying Potter out and all this sort of stuff. I get it. I do get it. As again, the run of form, the run of results we've got is just, would see anybody else get sacked as a Chelsea manager, simple as that. And we have to acknowledge it. There's no point sitting here saying it's nonsense, because it would happen. But if you look at the situation Potter's in, he's taken the job, obviously, a big step up. No disrespect to where he was previously. And a chance to manage at one of the big guns, let's just say that, because we are identified as one of the best clubs in the world, one of the biggest clubs in the world, as far as our history goes now, which used to be thrown at us for years, which gets on my nerves. But they can't really say that anymore, based on our Premier League history, our Champions League history now, our European trophies, our success over the last 2 decades. Anyway, so Potter stepped into the job, and obviously it's difficult enough to take over after a window's closed in the summer and a manager goes, and to come in and work with the players that are not yours, obviously ex-Cucurella, obviously bearing in mind he worked with him. So it's difficult to try and adapt those players to get involved in your training methods, your methodology, try saying that after a couple of sherbets, and your tactics. Trying to understand what he wants from you as a player and what you want from them. To try and develop a relationship with them, and to try and get them to play a certain way that suits them and suits the structure and how you want to play, which is all important. And what's also as much as important these days as well is man management. You must be as good of a man manager that you are, as someone who's tactically aware as well. The man management side of the game is just another level these days compared to what you used to be, as well as the tactical side. So you've got to be all-encompassing as the manager. So you step in to the managerial role, to a new group of players, you've got to have that time to develop. Now, we all know that what knocked that back was the fact that the World Cup happened, and most of the players went away to the World Cup or had their breaks. So he lost that time. Anyway, then look at another factor that is just completely different to what anybody else has probably ever had to experience as a manager, especially at Premier League level and especially at Chelsea. Someone that's known for qualifying for the Champions League year on year. As I said, successes that we've had over time. But to deal with a group of players that's already maybe bloated slightly in certain positions and maybe needs more work in others, but to have a whole wave of new players thrown at you in January and for big money, and to try and deal with that, and to try and come to terms with like who needs to be playing, who's now best in position, and try and fit everybody in, but keep everybody else that's there existing happy. Because let's face it, we all thought in January a wave of players will go, maybe 5, 6 will go. Was it only Jorginho went? Maybe, from what I can remember. Just literally doing this video quickly now, which is just scandalous. Ziyech, obviously everything fell down, and we know what happened with others as well. So to have a nucleus of, let's face it, 3 starting 11s in your squad to deal with, and to try and keep everyone happy, it's a situation that's unheard of, really. And I'm wondering if, because of that situation, and because he's come into a different team anyway, if we still need to give him some time, Graham Potter. I'm trying to see it from defending him in that aspect. We spoke about in the beginning the negative side. Results of the run of results and the form is horrendous. Anybody else would be sacked, let's be honest. So that's the negative, that's the fact. But let's try and understand where we give him some leeway, some slack. Some people might not want to give him slack, and I get that, but I'm trying to pin it or portray it in a way where we sort of open our minds a little bit to the situation that he faces. Then you look at the owner, Todd Bowley, and the new management team that's coming. And yes, they made all their promises when they first took over, and it was exciting, and they made the signings they did in the summer, which was exciting enough. And then to go out and do what they did in January, again, it's exciting, but at the same time, you sort of scratch your head and think, another one? Do we need another winger? Do we need another, centre-back? Do we need this sort of thing? And a lot of people will say, well, the signing of Badiashile has been excellent, and he has. He's been outstanding, by the way. But you wonder if this model of long contracts and performance bonuses based on the contracts they've originally got and all this sort of stuff is like, the model sounds great, but the practical side of it, let's just sign him, just throw it at the manager, deal with it, play them. I'm just wondering if they're as much to blame as Graham Potter, really. Sounds a bit weird to say it, because some of the signings are exciting, they're great, they're going to be great for us going forward. But I just wonder if there's sort of if the situation we find ourselves in is a complete mess, a complete shambles, a complete lack of any form of structure, of cohesiveness. I can't even say it. You know what I mean? You know what I'm trying to say? Just all in, as the management company, as the manager, as the playing staff. It just doesn't seem to be all knit together for me. And I just wonder if the fact that Graham Potter's now playing a starting 11 in games and he's making these substitutions that he is it because he has to? I mean, got to bring players on because he has to. Madueke's been playing great the last couple of games. He's been hooked both times. You had somebody else hooked at the weekend at half time. It's just, I just think that we're in a situation where there's transition from one manager to another, and there's transition in the extreme. And Chelsea's in an extreme period of time at the minute in all aspects of it. The team's not playing well. The manager is struggling to cope with the demands of being a Chelsea manager, the expectation, the pressure. From the outside, it looks like he's doing all right, but I can imagine he's having absolute kittens every time he goes into training, thinking, my God, he's training well. But then again, you look at the aspect with Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, a natural goal scorer, proven over time. We are struggling for goals, and for some reason, he's nowhere near the first team's, like starting week in, week out, and I don't get it. So I guess the whole purpose of me doing this video is to have a bit of a brain dump, to see if anything that I'm saying resonates with you guys and to get your opinion back on what I'm saying, and to try and understand the whole situation. Is it just on Potter? Is it Potter and the owner or the management or the ownership team? Is it the whole situation as a whole that's just gone from bad to worse? And what is the minimum we expect now between now and the end of the season? Are we looking top 6? Are we looking for that Europa Conference League position? Is that what we're looking for? Or is it better for us to just bypass Europe this season, put a good run of form together? Everyone else is going to pick up points as well. And if we finish 7th or 8th and we're not in Europe, then so be it. And we see what happens in the summer. But all you can predict is a massive clear out in the summer. Hopefully Graham Potter will have learned a lot of lessons. If he's still here, learned a lot of lessons in the summer to go again next year. But I just think that, as I said the other day on Twitter, Jose Mourinho's now starting putting the feelers out. He want to come back to Chelsea, my Chelsea, he calls it. Mourinho and John Terry partnership as a managerial team, will that be something that sorts us out? I guess we just need to have a complete, just clean everything out. Clean out all the mess that surrounds us at the minute. Get rid of the players that shouldn't be here. Get rid of any, just anything that's affecting what we're doing as a football club, and just try and come up with a clear plan, a clear step forward for the management team, for the ownership, for the playing staff, and for the football team going forward to get back to where we need to be. Because we've got no divine right to be there. We have to earn the right, and at the moment we're well off. So, it's a bit of a different video, me just talking to you guys as it's popping into my head. So let me know what you think of the video. Let me know your comments on anything that I've said. And hopefully you enjoy it. And if you do, drop a like on it. Smash the like button for me. And as many of you as possible will be really, really appreciated. As I said, let me know your comments. And if you've never seen my channel before, welcome along. Subscribe to the channel as well. Really appreciate all of you that have subscribed already and my channel members. Thanks for watching. And I'll see you soon. Just a note, I won't be doing the commentary for Tottenham, unfortunately, this weekend. I'll be getting drunk. I'll see you next time.